someone giving a mic
So
check,
around
and now you can see
1:17, a
that's
call
Amanda
came into the
Granite. Let's
Walmart
listen
behind
in.
me in Gibsonton, Florida, and an employee picked up that phone call, and the person on the other line, a male voice, made threats against the store, saying that in a couple minutes he was going to come in and shoot up the store. So immediately the management here at Walmart jumped into action. They started evacuating the store. They took this very seriously, as did we when that call came into 911. Within minutes, we had 5 different patrol cars here starting to make sure that they were managing the crowd of people coming out so that no one was injured, also going into the store and trying to immediately figure out if this threat was real or not. Within about an hour, we were able to determine that that threat was not credible. They cleared the store. There was no kind of explosive device of any kind. They found no one hiding anywhere. The important thing right now is that there was no actual threat here at the Walmart. But what I really want to urge everyone is that a threat like this is never funny. And especially today, it is not funny at all. We take it very seriously, and this is a felony. So we will be finding out who this is. That's what our deputies are doing right now. They are working with store management, trying to figure out who made this call, where it started from, whether it was local, whether it was somewhere else in the country. At this point, we don't even know that. We're trying to narrow it down, trying to figure out who it is. And as soon as we do, we will prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Again, we take this very seriously. It is not funny. And this person's going to go to jail.
This has got, it's got everyone on edge. Today
Yes.
is more on edge than any other day I can possibly think of.
Of
in
course.
this country right now. 2 mass shootings
Yeah.
like this. What are the sheriff's office doing anything to?
Yeah.
Anything that you can at this point to add some added security, to
Yeah.
keep an eye on things like something like this
Yeah.
happening?
I mean, the last 24 hours that our country have seen have been devastating and heartbreaking. That's just to put it simply. For safety reasons, we never release our exact patrol protocols because we don't want people to be able to know where we are and then do something somewhere else, to put it bluntly. But I can tell you that the deputies with Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office are ready to protect the citizens of Hillsborough County no matter where they are, whether they're at a Walmart, whether they're out on the town, whether they're at a movie theater. It doesn't matter where you are. We are doing everything we can to keep you safe, and the response here today shows that. I mean, we found out that this was a non-credible threat, but we took it very seriously, and that's why so many people were here, and immediately the store was cleared by the management of Walmart, and we're never going to take it as a joke, and again, we don't think it's funny.
And certainly the last couple of days have been very intense.
Yes.
But the continued word for the community,
Yeah.
be on the lookout. What do you do? What should people do when they see things or look out of place?
Yeah, I mean, you hear it all the time. See something, say something, and it probably sounds second nature at this point, but it is so true. If you see something that's out of place, if you hear something that doesn't make sense, call us. We would rather come out like we did today, check it out, and it be nothing, than not get the call that could have saved lives.
Bottom line, you guys aren't going to take this sitting down.
Yeah.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, as is any other sheriff's office in the state, are trying to keep a close eye on everything.
Yes.
And the methods that you do.
Yeah, we are monitoring everything, and when it comes to this specific case, now we start the investigative aspect, trying to figure out where this call came from, who's responsible for it, and then charging that person with the crime here.
I mean, after we see these unfortunate mass shootings, is that something you guys are vigilant and kind of watching out for, is people who are calling in these additional kind of threats, or are you guys looking out for potential copycats? Can you talk about the awareness you guys have for that after something like in Texas and Ohio this weekend?
Of course. We know that after an event like a mass shooting, there tend to be copycats, or there can be people who are looking for attention from such a tragedy. And our deputies are ready for that. We are constantly patrolling areas. Oftentimes, when we have something like a mass shooting at a Walmart, we'll make sure that our deputies in each of our patrol districts are going to those areas and kind of just circling around a little bit more. But really, they're keeping an eye on everything, and they're listening to things. They're getting out of their patrol cars. They're talking with people, asking them if they've heard of anything, if they know that neighbor who was upset. Because in cases like this, it always comes down to someone saw a sign. Someone saw a warning sign. So our deputies are out there just trying to find those warning signs ahead of time so that we can be proactive and not reactive.
Amanda, it's common on a weekend and a week that we have this sales tax-free weekend, like in other parts of the nation. And a lot of people are going to the like Walmart like this. Are you guys giving like extra patrol on all the malls and like Walmarts like this?
So this Walmart, I spoke to the store manager, and they had about 1,000 people in the Walmart at the time that this false threat came in. So you could just imagine if it had been a real threat and something that developed into a very real scenario, it could have been potentially devastating. And we know a lot of people are at the malls and at the stores because of tax-free weekend. Our deputies know where the popular spots are, and of course they're keeping a very close eye on that.
Do you know how long the evacuation lasted for?
They just reopened it, so I would have to do a little bit of math. 1:17 the call came in, and immediately they started evacuating. It's 3:40 now, so let's say they opened 10 minutes ago, 3:30.
Oh, 3:30. Okay.
How do you guys let people know that they are truly safe in their community when things like this just keep happening over and over again? You hear the question of people saying, what are we going to do to get this to stop? Am I safe going to my own Walmart or maybe to school or a movie theater? How do you let them know everything is going to be okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question of the age we live in. How do you make sure that you are safe where you are? And, you know, I'm someone who lives here. We all live in this community, and really it's on all of us to come together at this time to not let these senseless tragedies tear us apart. We need to come together, work together so that this doesn't happen in our community. And just, I can tell you that the deputies with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, they love their job, they love their community, and they are doing everything possible to try to make sure that this doesn't happen here. But it really takes a team, it takes a village, it takes all of us, and if we can all come together and kind of circle the wagons and support each other, then that's how we do that.
If you already answered this, forgive me.
It's okay.
But in a case like we've seen across the country in the past couple of days, if something was to happen in a Walmart or in a shopping center, anything like that, what is the best course of action? I know you guys do active shooter training for
Right.
that too, but for someone that's just watching TV and that's never done that,
Yeah.
what should be the one or two tips they should know in case they ever have to do
Yeah.
something?
So you've heard the run, hide, fight scenario. So of course, if you can get away, if you can get out of the building as soon as possible, do that. Go someplace safe and don't stop at the parking lot. You know, get far away. If this is the Walmart, get out of the parking lot, come across the street. Don't worry about calling someone in that moment to let them know you're safe. Just get out, make sure you are safe, and then we'll take it from there. Of course, if you can't get out, try to find some place that you are going to be safe. Hide somewhere. You know, in a place like a Walmart, there are a lot of display cases. There are bathrooms. Wherever you are, just kind of go through where you would be able to find some safety, some shelter there, and make sure you're listening to your surroundings so that you know what it could sound like if someone's coming closer, so that you might have to brace the door, things along those, and then fight. When it comes down to fight, you have to be able to fight for your life. We don't want to encourage anyone to do that unless they absolutely have to. By that time, our deputies are going to be there. It only took us a matter of minutes to get here. We had several deputies on scene within a couple of minutes, and we're going to come in and we're going to do the fighting for you. So what we really want you to do is just run and hide. Some things to keep in mind when deputies do arrive, they don't know who the threat is. So if you're running at them with your hands up, you're looking at them as hope. They're looking at you as, are they a suspect? So don't run to the deputies. Don't try to hug the deputies. Let them work through the process. Let them go through, follow their instructions. If they're telling you to put your hands up, put your hands up. Don't have your cell phones out, those types of things. Just listen to the commands of the law enforcement officers who are coming into you. That can really be helpful so that it doesn't, a high intensity situation doesn't then become even more chaotic for our deputies.
And your deputies responded to this, were inside there today. Can you describe kind of what the feeling was inside of there as all of this was going on?
Yeah, from what I understand, when our deputies arrived on scene, people were already starting to pour into the parking lot, so they have multiple things to keep in mind there. We want to make sure that the crowd isn't becoming frantic or anyway, or hurting each other as they're coming out of the building, but then they also have to make sure there's no threat inside of the building, so it's kind of a two-aspect approach when we arrive in a situation like today.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else we haven't asked?
No, I just want to reiterate, I know I said it a lot in the beginning of this, that threats like this are not funny on any day. They are especially not funny today. We take this very seriously. This is a felony, and we will be prosecuting it as such.
Have you guys received any other?
I believe it's a terrorist threat.
Have you guys had any other threats going on today besides this one?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you were listening live to Amanda Granite with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, a news conference that was just taking place there outside of a Walmart in Gibsonton. This is following a threat that came in via a phone call. So let me just kind of recap what we know about what happened. Walmart managers there got a call from a male who said that he was going to come in and shoot everyone inside the store. They quickly jumped into action by calling the sheriff's office and then getting all of those people out of the store as fast as they could. That was about 1:17 this afternoon. So within an hour, Hillsborough County Sheriff's officers determined that the threat was not credible, and then they urged people in this news conference to not make these kinds of threats because they're not funny, they're not jokes, and this is a felony, and they say they will track this person down, and when they catch them, the person is definitely going to be prosecuted. What they don't know is where this call came from. It could have come from within the area, it could have come from outside the area, but they are looking at every possible lead to track this person down. And they want to remind everyone, if you see something, say something. So calling the sheriff's office immediately by these managers at this Walmart was the right thing to do. There were about 1,000 people in the store at the time, we're told, and they evacuated all of those people out, and the store was closed for about 2 hours. You're looking at video now of sheriff's officers' cars there, sheriff's deputies' cars outside of the building as people were being evacuated. Again, there was no credible threat that was found at this particular Walmart, and Amanda Granite there just saying that they have not heard any other threats in the area whatsoever, but they want to make sure to remind people that if you make these kinds of calls and you think it's a joke, it is not, and they will find you and they will prosecute you, and it is a felony. Again, we're covering this story completely. Of course, all of this coming in wake of the 2 mass shootings that have happened within just the past several hours. The first happening in El Paso, Texas, at a Walmart in a nearby mall where 20 people were killed in that shooting. And then the next happening just a few hours later, just a little after 1 o'clock in the morning at the Oregon District, which is in Dayton, Ohio. It was right outside of a bar where 9 people were killed there. Several others are injured as well. We have complete coverage of these shootings for you coming up tonight on News Channel 8 at 6 o'clock. And of course on News Channel 8 at 8 o'clock on Great 38 and 11 o'clock. We're hoping to talk to several experts, kind of give you some tips and information, things that you need to know if you are in a public space like this and you hear something happening, what you need to do to protect yourself and make sure that everyone around you is safe. Again, you're watching WFLA Now. I'm Rod Carter. We'll see you at 6 o'clock with a recap of what happened here locally and, of course, what happened across the country. Take care. We'll see you then.